Let's bring on longtime rabble-rouser, columnist Rob Parker, who has a Hall of Fame vote, part of our FS1 and Fox Sports commentary group. So my first takeaway, I'm going to throw it out there if you've not heard, which is I think this is a career-defining mistake by Kyrie. I think it will be a blip for LeBron. When you're the greatest of all time, Brady, Michael, Peyton Manning, everything else just gets overwhelmed. I mean, Michael wasn't the best dude. He was a horrible GM, but he's the GOAT. Brady's got Spygate. He's got Deflategate, the kid out of wedlock. He's the GOAT. I don't think 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, we're talking about Kyrie left LeBron. I think his plaudits and his accomplishments will overwhelm it. I think Kyrie will never play with anybody as good as LeBron and will never have it this good. He never has to guard the best player, and the best player never guards him, and he shoots more than LeBron. I think it's a massive mistake. But you, Rob Parker, have information to unveil.
I do, Colin. My CWPFs, you know what that is?
What?
Close, warm, personal friends out in Cleveland.
Warm?
Yes, they are warm.
Like alive?
Like alive, and I
Okay.
know who they are.
That was an interesting warm.
Right? But they tell me this is it, and this makes sense to me, that Kyrie found out that after they won the championship, LeBron wanted Kyrie traded for Chris Paul.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? Wanted him traded. And I think that he found this out, and it cut him deep, and there's no trust. This makes sense on why Kyrie would want to move on and want to move away from the greatest player on the planet. Colin, you know this. Think about your own personal situation. If you thought the guy who you just went to battle with and won a championship with wanted to ditch you right after that for one of his best friends, it would hurt you.
Yes.
Okay. So that makes sense on why Kyrie has decided, I'm not going to be left at the altar again by LeBron when he decides to do whatever he wants to do and bail on Cleveland like he bailed before, like he bailed in Miami, right? I'm going to do my own thing. And I applaud Kyrie. I think this is if this trade does happen and he gets to go to another team, I will give him a lot of credit for bucking the trend that LeBron started, which is piling up, going to play with all these super teams just to win a championship. Here's a guy saying, first of all, I have a championship in my pocket. And he didn't hitch onto LeBron's wagon to get it. He made the big shot to win that championship for Cleveland. So he has that in his back pocket. Number two, the notion that he would want to go and start a team on his own and be his own guy and stand out there is admirable. He's giving up the chance of a $200 million contract by taking a trade somewhere else. So he's given up the money. And then he even has the New York Knicks on his list. That's admirable. I know he's from New Jersey, but the notion, the Knicks haven't won anything since 1973, that this guy would put that team on his list of a potential team that he would be willing to go. And I think the Knicks are a viable option if you are Cleveland and decide to make the trade. You get Carmelo Anthony. You get a star player for a player of Kyrie's status. So this all makes sense to me. People who are bashing Kyrie, I think they're off base. If all of this information, which I've gotten, is true, I get it. It would cut me deep.
Okay, but I was.
Thank you.
That was great. Well said.
First of all, I wasn't my wife's first choice. The other guy got emphysema or something. There's pride, and then there's pragmatism. If you work at a newspaper and they've been dying for 20 years, I see this all the time. And journalists are like, no, I believe in the written word. I believe in feeding my kids. Move to radio and TV. Get rid of the pride. Grow up, be an adult, and deal with pragmatism.
No.
But he can feed his kids already.
No,
Thank you.
He's already
done that.
Got the ring.
Yes.
Oh, so
now he just wants a better life for him. And
He's
we
letting
can't say what that means.
He's letting his ego and pride get in the way
It's
of...
not about that.
He's
It's about
getting rid of-
trust. Come on,
Trust.
Colin. It's about trust. There's only 5 guys on the court, and there's only 2 or 3 that really matter. And if you really could sit there and think that it's okay that after I just help you win a championship, which he gets all the credit for, LeBron gets all the credit for, and now I find out behind my back that we were supposed to be a team and that you were trying to get me ditched, don't tell me that that wouldn't bother you. And Kyrie being his own man, I admire that.
This is the opposite of him having ego and pride because he's going against what the mainstream media wants him to do.
Which is to stay there and just go along for the ride. Oh, you're crazy. How could you leave LeBron? I think it's a defining moment, and it says a lot. Even the whole reports talking about LeBron's upset that Kyrie's hurt his image because he doesn't want to play with the greatest player on the planet. Well, but there's a reason now. I think if you really look at this and think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
By the way, was Michael Jordan easy to play with?
No one's talking about easy. It's about a trust factor.
Okay.
I'm not talking about, oh, he hurt my feelings or he called me a name or he said something. A trust factor. You're my dog. You're my number 2. And now I find out later that you wanted to swap me for your best friend, Chris Paul. If that's all true, that would bother me.
Shaq and Kobe. Okay, do you have to be best friends to play together?
You don't have to be best friends, but why are you ditching me when
I didn't. I suggested ditching you.
What?
And even so, maybe he just wants something different for himself. We're the ones being judgmental, saying, oh, but what is best for you is always to play on the team that's going to go win a championship. Maybe he just wants something else.
Let me ask you, in the history of the NBA, when is the last time a player said, you know what I'd like to leave? A guaranteed trip to the finals.
And I applaud him. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, because you know what, Colin? He wants to do his own thing.
Oh, that's selfish.
No, it's not.
That's dumb.
Not going to the New York Knicks isn't selfish, or going to some other team. Where you want to go to Phoenix that's NBA Siberia with Son. I mean, he's talking about going to places that aren't. He's not saying he wants to go play at Golden State. If he said he wanted to go to play at Golden State, then I would be like, this is ridiculous. He is talking about getting from underneath LeBron James' umbrella and doing his own thing. Once the trust was broken, I could see where a guy would say, no, I'm going to be my own guy. I can play basketball. I can play at a high level. And you know what? I can be a number 1 in this league. I was the one who made the game-winning shot to beat the Warriors in that series. You could say all you want. The guy is a fantastic basketball player. And you know what? I give him a lot of credit to buck the AAU mentality that most of these NBA players have, and this follow and pile up and try to win and let there be 2 or 3 teams in the league. Kyrie, if I'm Adam Silver and the NBA people, I applaud this guy to break the mold and say he wants to go out and lead his own team and stop all this piling on together.